That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you want one quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yo. Nickelodeon. What's up, everybody? My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. First off, we are going to start with a little bit of news. And then we'll get into the other stuff later. But we're going to start off with the news. And here it is from ABC. Israel hits Gaza with extensive strikes, unaliving over 130 and ending ceasefire. At least 131 people have been unalived and hundreds more injured in the strikes. This is written by ABC News, Will Gretzky, and Leah Sarnoff. So Israel hit Gaza with a series of extensive strikes overnight Tuesday, vowing to open the gates of double hockey sticks because Hamas has not released the remaining hostages. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I've seen this man's name for the past 2-3 years every single day, and I've written about him about 2-3 times myself, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. I apologize. Primary thing is sports. I apologize. I'm sorry. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin and Defense Minister Israel Katz said that Israel Defense Forces is targeting Hamas terrorists throughout the region and will act with increasing military force against Hamas from now on. Ministry of Health officials told ABC News that at least 131 people were unalived in the widespread attacks, with over 300 more injured. Tonight, we returned to fighting in Gaza due to Hamas' refusal to release the hostages and threats to harm IDF soldiers and Israelis communities, Katz said in the statement. If Hamas does not release the hostages, the gates of double hockey sticks will open in Gaza, he added. The strikes are targeting the areas in Gaza, including Rafah, Khan Yunis, Deir al-Balah, Nazirat, al-Berjuri, al-Zertum, al-Karema, and Beit Hanan. An Israeli official told ABC News that preemptive offensive will continue as long as necessary and will extend beyond airstrikes. The strikes targeted Hamas mid-ranking military command officers, leadership officials, and infrastructure, the official said. The IDF is prepared and spread out in all arenas, both in personnel manning the borders and the aerial defense array, the official added. Benjamin and Katz added the changes to the IDF's defensive guidelines come after Hamas has rejected all offers on conclusive hostage deal with Steve Witkoff, the U.S.'s special envoy to the Middle East. Hamas said in a statement on Tuesday that overturning the ceasefire agreement and the series of strikes put the prisoners in Gaza at an unknown fate. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in an appearance on Fox News that the Trump administration was consulted by Israeli officials on their decision to strike Gaza. Earlier this month, President Trump took to the social media to threaten Hamas with one last warning about the remaining hostages. Trump said on the Truth Social on March 7th that it will all be over for Hamas if it does not comply. I'm sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say, he added. Witkoff reiterated the president's threat at the time, saying, I wouldn't test President Trump. 59 hostages are believed to remain in Gaza, 24 of them which are presumed to be alive. Edan Alexander is the last American-Israeli hostage to remain alive in captivity. So it's a couple things with this, always for me. I know more than a few folks who were, and for good reason, very critical of the left and Democrats for like kind of portraying themselves as the morally kind of right political party and the two-party system and stuff that we have in America. And then a lot of people are like, well, you guys have given like a record amount of money to Israel and things of that sort. And it was kind of like, well, I guess to send our message, we're going to vote against the Democrats. And it makes sense on paper. But it's also like, okay, let's be logical now. So if you don't vote for the Democrats, if you don't vote for the left, who does win? And it's like, okay, so we see who's won. and that administration is in, you guys were celebrating because the left lost, because Kamala Harris lost, and because the Democrats were giving a record amount of money to Israel, and you wanted to send a message to American people that we aren't going to put up with this. But now look at what the current administration, the guy that won, said. They could say whatever they wanted in the campaign to kind of appease you all and be like, oh, at least they said they're going to do this more than the Democrats, and the Democrats are wasting our money with giving all this money to Israel to fund the G word and things of that sort. I do want to acknowledge this. This has nothing to, well, not directly to this particular report, but the Israeli people, they gave me one of my first boosts on YouTube and stuff like that a few years ago, everything like that. With Danny Althea, I used to follow him along and stuff, and I used to just get a bunch of views from that. Then I committed, kind of built a entire community of people following me, reacting to Danny's stuff. And since then, I found out that Danny is a huge supporter of IDF and everything. And if he wasn't in the NBA, he'd probably be in the military with them and stuff. And yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's just when you look at it, kind of, yeah, man, it's I think any human with kind of a heart on the outside looking in, looking at what's going on, I can't go with the folks that helped me out a few years ago. And I'm sorry, because it's like hundreds of lives or the hundreds of people that subscribe to me, and I gotta go with hundreds of lives here. So I gotta say what that boy Earl say, free Gaza. We on the corner like Israelites. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, bro. I have to say that because this is just what's right, bro. What's right and what's wrong. And what's going on right now is crazy. It's crazy over there in terms of what the Israelis are doing, what IDF is doing over there and stuff like that. And for our people, namely our leader, the president of the United States, for him to be the one that's sitting in the dirt and everything like that after, kind of this entire thing of oh, the Democrats, they in bed with Israel and all these things. I think it's very ironic. Also, a couple other things that I used to hear with this, with the results of the election last November. Have the prices of gas and eggs gone down? It's just, I remember election night specifically, someone's like, can you smell that? I already smelled the prices of groceries and gas going down already. And a third question, and this is for a lot of my people as well. Has that 1,500 hit yet? Has the 1,500 hit yet? Do you guys have the 1,500 stimulus check part 8? Has it hit yet? Because everybody oh man, I got 1,500. I got a band and a half with Trump. He gave me a band. I'm saying this with a red hoodie with white letters on it and stuff like that. But these are just questions that I want people to look on. Like I said, once again, I do not believe that any party is just oh, it's just rainbow, sunshine, and everything like that. Me personally, I think Obama's a really cool dude. He goes to the basketball games. He can play basketball. He can hoop. He can talk hoops. He's got good music taste. He does the nice little book of the year reviews and stuff like that. Nice guy. Seems like a great family man and everything like that. At the same time, he bombed more than, than any other U.S. president. And it's dang, that kind of sucks. So I say all this to say, I don't believe that there is just a morally right American political party. At the same time, I do think you should look at when people oh, we shouldn't have to pick the lesser of two evils. I think you should pick the lesser of two evils. That might be a controversial thing to say. This whole segment's controversial, but hey, it has to be said. I feel like if I'm going to talk about Ruby Rose and Shade Room topics, why can't I say something like this every now and again? I don't know. I feel like it is whatever.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.